Hello everybody, it's Coach Arroyo coming to you for another Healthy Habits video. We're covering all types of healthy habits this week and really kind of helping you understand what's behind all the things that we do in PE. And you'll notice that some of them overlap, like some of the benefits of like say cardio or cardiovascular exercise you might see also with what I'm going to talk about now, which is strength and muscle building. So a lot of these benefits kind of overlap, which is really neat. And that really is something that I kind of wanted to point out first. So I wanted to talk a little bit about muscular strength and muscular muscle building and strength. And there's different types of muscles that we have in our bodies. We have different types of muscles, and one that gets talked about a lot, the heart. The heart is a muscle, and that type of muscle kind of just works by itself. So you're not making your heart beat. Your heart just beats automatically, and you can exercise and make your heart beat faster, but you're not consciously making your heart beat. It kind of works on its own. The muscles I want to talk to you about today are what's called skeletal muscles, and these are the muscles that make our bodies move. And these muscles are all attached to bones, and when they contract or lengthen, that's what we control that with our brain, and that is what gives us movement. So for instance, say that I was going to pick up this book like this. I pick it up, I extend, I grab it. Now if I want to pick it up like this, my muscles have to work a certain way. This muscle right here, my bicep, when I bend my arm, it contracts, okay? And the opposite muscle, the tricep, what it does is it lengthens. So it's got opposites going on to make you pick this up and your arm to bend. So I pick it up, this muscle contracts, and this muscle lengthens. And then when I put it back down, this muscle contracts, and this muscle lengthens. And that's kind of like a simple theory of how muscles work, by contracting and lengthening, and that is kind of how they give us movement. So muscles are attached all around our bodies, and they really need to be strong. If you want to be healthy, you want to make sure that you're exercising and making sure your muscles are nice and strong. And there's tons of different ways to exercise your muscles. You can do exercising with body weight that I'm going to show you today. When people get older and they start getting into high school and above, they start doing what's called a little bit of weight training, resistance training. And then you also increase your muscle strength by playing sports or doing different exercises. So when you play sports, you are also gaining strength. Depending on what sport you play will work specific muscles or large muscle groups. So there's a lot of benefits into having strong muscles and working on your strength. One thing is, by getting stronger, you increase your stamina. That means that you can do things for longer amounts of time. So maybe if you went for a hike or walking or something like that, you could do it a lot longer when you have nice strong muscles. That's really one thing that's neat about that is stamina. Another thing that when you are working out and getting strong and keeping your muscles nice and strong is it helps in just like your everyday activities. So if you're climbing a set of stairs, for instance, or maybe you're carrying groceries in to the house, those type of things are a lot easier when your muscles are nice and strong. So it helps with your everyday tasks that you do. Another thing that's great about your muscles when they're nice and strong and you work out a lot and you're always making sure that you stay in shape is it keeps your weight, helps you manage your weight, and you basically you kind of stay at a weight that's healthy, whatever weight that is. So it helps with your weight management, and it just keeps your body in a nice healthy weight. That's important to know. Another thing when you're working on your strength and your muscles are toned is it helps with your self-esteem, and you just basically feel good about yourself. So when you're doing lots of sports or you're working out regularly, people just tend to feel better about themselves and are just happier. So it really helps with your positive outlook and your self-esteem. Another thing that you might know about weight training or resistance training or just working on your muscles is it actually makes your bones stronger and it increases your bone density. So that's really important to have strong bones. It could maybe help you decrease your chance of getting a bone break or an injury and overall health. So it helps with your bone density. Another thing that strength does is it helps with your blood circulation. That means the way your blood moves around your body, and especially your brain. What they find is that consistent exercise really helps with your brain functions, and that can link to how your brain works in your classrooms. That's why they've done studies where exercising before doing classroom work is really important, and that can help you in the classroom too, or just help with your brain functions overall. So blood circulation. Another thing that I saw in one of Mrs. Huffman's video that this also helps is when you are doing a lot of exercise and you're working on your strength, it helps with your sleep. And we all know, or hopefully we know, how important getting good sleep is. You end up sleeping better, you have deeper sleep, and that's really important too. Another thing it helps with that overlaps with some other things is your balance. So balance is so important in so many different areas, everyday life, sports, and having strong muscles really helps with your balance. And also a thing that I think is really important to know is being strong muscle strength is really important in your athletic performance. So if you play sports, or if you play team sports, or if you do individual, maybe you do biking or running or jogging, or you do team sports, that's really going to help you. So so many great things are linked to this. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about benefits of strength, muscle strength, and I'm talking about your skeletal muscles. And then I did want to do a couple exercises with you and kind of show you how they look. All right, thanks. All right, everybody, I wanted to now do some muscular strength activities and kind of review a couple things. Usually the way I would do this is I would usually do some flexibility, some stretching. We'd probably first start with dynamic movements, jumping jacks, whatever, and we would warm our muscles up. Then usually we would do a stretch routine, static stretching, and then we would then go into some strength building activities. And with young students, we usually just use our body weight is what we do. We don't use any sort of weights. That's not considered healthy until you get up into high school is when you might start some weight training. But we just use our body weight, which is great, and you can do so many things. So I'm just going to do a few different exercises are going to work different muscle groups, and you want to do a variety of different exercises covering all the major muscle groups. So for instance, if I was going to say do a push-up, I'm kind of more focused on my upper body, my biceps, my triceps, my shoulders, deltoids, chest, pecs. And when I do a push-up, I'm kind of mostly working those muscle groups, but also your core, your abs get worked some. Not as much your lower body on the push-ups, so I'll maybe show you what a lower body exercise would be. But let's do some push-ups, okay? So I like to start on the ground like this, and hands right here at my sides. tuck my toes. Then I want to come up. My hands are right under my shoulders. And then I go down, up, hold, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And when I do that exercise, I'm really feeling it in my arms. I'm feeling it really in my chest and my shoulders. So that push-up exercise is primarily going to work my upper body and my core. And if I were to do those regularly, at least 3 times a week, I'd probably start to really notice my strength getting improved. And the way you can gauge that is how many you can do and noticing if they're getting easier over time. And then you can just keep increasing the number. So I would just keep doing those and then doing different sets and increasing the number and making sure I do them regularly. So that is an example of a strength building exercise, push-ups. Now, if I was going to do maybe a lower body exercise, maybe I would focus on the squat. The squat is a great lower body exercise. Quads, hamstrings, glutes, calves, and you can even add a jump if you wanted to make it harder. We're just going to do the basic squat. So feet are here, and you're going to come down. I put my hands up, and you're going to come down and kind of sit in a chair. And the key on the squat is you really want to have chest out, and you want to lean back, and you want to put your weight on your heels, and you can wiggle your toes, okay? And then you come up. Come down and hold. 1, 2, 3. Up. Hold. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. And I'm really feeling this because I'm going nice and controlled. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. So that's an example of a lower body exercise, and I really felt that in my quads, my hamstrings, my calves, and if I were to do those regularly, you'd really get an increased strength from that. So those are just a couple examples of some strength building exercises, and there's a ton of varieties of different ones, and hopefully you kind of understand how important they are and all the wonderful benefits you get. Okay, bye.